Recently, the U.S.-based Dr. Lornette Mills Charitable Foundation presented the Ministry of Education on Nevis with a check of $43,200. This donation sponsored 48 students from 9 schools in the school meals program. This donation is not the first of its kind, however. The Dr. Lornette Mills Charitable Foundation has been sponsoring the schools meals program, among other Nevis initiatives, for almost 10 years. To find out more about this organization, we warmly welcome Mr. Carlisle Powell as a representative of the Dr. Lornette Mills Charitable Foundation to speak with us here on Good Morning SKN. Good morning, Mr. Powell. How are you doing today?
Hi, good morning. I am getting better and better.
I like that.
Well, it's good to see you. I love your optimism, and I love the charitable work that we will be talking about coming from the Dr. Lornette Mills Charitable Foundation. So we understand that it supports school meals program in Nevis once again. Why was this initiative important for your organization to launch in the first place, and why is it even more important to sustain?
Well, first of all, Dr. Lornette Mills, married Rollins, is a local person. She hails from Hanley's Road in Nevis, actually started a school life in Nevis, left at the age of 15, so she had a complete primary, and then left when she was at the Gingerland Secondary School to join her parents and siblings in the USA. And Lornette is convinced that you can't concentrate well if you're hungry. And she saw the need and started this program, not with the school lunch, but it actually started as a breakfast program for schools. And she started with just 6 schools and 22 students. The thing is, though, that there was not an entrenched meals program in Nevis at that time in all of the schools. And so some of the kids started coming under peer pressure for receiving breakfast at school. And you know that kids at that age can be mean. And so the foundation transitioned into a lunch program because there were more schools doing a school lunch. And so you couldn't pick out any 1 or 2 students and say, oh, that student didn't eat at home, so they have to eat at school and the school has to provide them. And so she didn't want that kind of thing to happen to the students. And so they transitioned from school breakfast into a school lunch program. And they actually started all the way back in 2013. So it has been ongoing for a long time.
And to my second question, why is it important for the foundation to sustain this program?
Because Dr. Mills and the foundation believe that every student should have an equal opportunity to learn. And that opportunity is lessened when you have to concentrate on the pangs of hunger, when you probably are not getting adequate meals. And so at least if the students get a proper lunch, then she knows that, listen, these children don't have to concentrate on being hungry. They can concentrate on the education which is being offered to them. And so it has gone on since 2013. This year is the biggest in terms of the financial outlay for the program. In that this year it went up to $43,200 for some 48 students. And it now covers 9 schools, 2 secondary schools and 7 primary schools. The foundation does not sponsor in the private schools for obvious reasons. If the parents can pay tuition, then it is likely that they would be able to provide adequate meals for their children.
So you spoke to the amount being increased. Can you explain why? Is it because the number of kids have been increased as well?
Well, actually, no, because in the 2019-2020 year, there were the same number of students, 48 from the same 9 schools, but that figure was 28,800. I suppose it has to do with an increase in the cost of living and so on, and the cost of preparing the meals.
Mr. Powell, what are the other ways that the foundation has assisted the people in Nevis, if you can speak to that?
Well, the foundation participated in the COVID relief effort for St. Kitts and Nevis. And I should tell you from the outset that the foundation does not make a lot of noise about the things that they do, because it is not about getting attention. The foundation is about doing things to help people and trying to see if that could be a base for other Kittitians and Nevisians to join similar efforts, because all of the funds come from Dr. Lornette Mills herself. They do not solicit donations and have not accepted donations for any of the causes that she championed. So the COVID relief effort, she provided computers to the Gingerland Secondary School and to the Sports Museum here in Nevis. The other big cause is the spelling bee, which involves all of the schools in Nevis. And she 100% funds that effort as well. And then she's from Hanley's Road, of course. So the Empire Sports Club has benefited, and the fisher folks in Hanley's Road, they have benefited for the Fishing Foundation, along with other causes. And all of this, she worked always through the Nevis Association in South Florida, where a very good friend of hers is the president. Vida Baptiste is the president. And so she works through the Nevis Association of South Florida to make these funds available for all of these institutions that she sponsored here in Nevis.
Mr. Powell, this organization was originally called the Dr. Lornette Mills Educational Fund. Why was the name changed?
Well, I suppose it's for legal reasons. There are different connotations to the words and so on. And in the US system is all about tax.
Indeed, sir. Indeed, sir. It was relayed in the media that the most recent donation to the children was the result of the resources of Dr. Mills, and you did say that as well, that was the case. In speaking to the need to give back, can you address why Dr. Mills has decided to fund this particular initiative herself?
Well, first of all, I should tell you that the foundation received numerous requests.
Okay.
But not all of those requests are met with funds. As a matter of fact, the foundation is very careful as to what events, what activities they sponsor. They do not sponsor anything political at all. And I said that Dr. Lornette Mills is a very close cousin of mine. I spent a number of years in Parliament in Nevis, and that rule also extended to me, nothing political. And whatever the foundation does not like to sponsor individual events either, so that they sponsor events where many persons can benefit. So you see, like the school meals program, for example, that 48 different students from 9 different schools, instead of say, listen, we're going to sponsor this one individual to do whatever. And as I indicated, they're very particular about the events that they sponsor. And the foundation, all of the funds come from the resources of Dr. Lornette Mills. And in this one event alone, the total since the sponsorship began is approaching 200,000 EC dollars. So it is not an insignificant amount of money which has been spent. Why does she do it? Let's look at the mission statement: to provide assistance to Nevisians at home and in the diaspora, and to facilitate the pursuit of education and development of our school children, especially those in need. Additionally, support Nevisians with projects that help to uplift and improve our youths. The intent is to minimize or help eliminate any impediments to our children being able to fully participate in the learning experience. We also aim to address social and economic obstacles by providing assistance with school meals, sponsorship of the annual spelling bee competition at both the primary and secondary school level in Nevis, and other youth-centered or deemed eligible programs. And the foundation then make the determination independently as to which events will be sponsored and which events will receive funds. And the fund manager, Mr. Rico Clark, has done an absolutely magnificent job over the years of handling the resources and managing the foundation.
So, Mr. Powell, can you tell us what advice would you give to others who are moved by this initiative and would like to donate to this initiative, and would you like to pay it forward?
Well, as indicated earlier, the foundation does not solicit nor accept contributions. But what you can do, the Nevis Association of South Florida, they are always on the lookout for funds. And so if persons want to contribute, I can provide the information for the Nevis Association of South Florida, because they are always looking for funds and always have very, very good programs to expend the fund on. Some of those resources, as I indicated to you, which came to help us in the COVID relief effort, those were channeled through the Nevis Association of South Florida, as are all of the other funds from the Dr. Lornette Mills Foundation.
Do you have that information, sir? If not, we can always get it. We can get it from you afterwards. Yes.
Oh, yes, I can provide that to you later.
Yes,
Yeah,
certainly,
okay.
sir. Well, we want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for engaging us today and letting us know about the work of the Dr. Lornette Mills Charitable Foundation. It's great work indeed. I appreciate the initiative. I'm sure many others do as well. And we want to say to you to keep up the good work. It doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you so much, sir.